take advantage of that link. There it is again. And if you don't want to take advantage of the link, then screw you. Get off my channel. Not really. Then you don't need it. You either need it or you don't. But I would check it out. Okay. So, Mr. Chris, would you like to say anything
absolutely.
about yourself? And I'll just shut for a while. I'm going to drink this tool back.
Thanks for having me here, Kevin. It's pretty great. I appreciate you taking the time to invite me here. I do want to kind of share my story a little bit, as I feel like a lot of people wonder how I got started into this. And so when I was a kid, I was super shy.
You know, I read this on your website and it was really freaking boring.
Okay, don't tell them that part.
I'm joking. Here, wait a second.
There you go. I was really a super shy kid, but for some reason I always felt a draw to speaking in front of people. I always felt a draw to reading books and making voices. So whenever I would do presentations in front of class, I enjoyed it because I felt like it helped me escape my shyness for that moment. So I would start to force myself to find situations like talent shows, doing speeches in classes, taking speech class, to become more confident in front of people. And I even started I took a job in sales, which helped me a lot as well, because you have to talk to people to make sales. So I really enjoyed it. So I had a natural knack I had a draw to talking to people or doing speech or doing voices, but I was shy. Then came one day I was just browsing the internet and I saw an online website. It was a freelance website, and it was called Fiverr. Back when it was starting out, it was brand new. I didn't know what it was. I checked it out and I wondered, what could I sell on here? It's a website for freelancers where you can post any kind of service that you want to offer. And so I started off offering illustrations because I like to draw, I like to make art. And so I would start by offering illustrations, and that was fine for a little bit, but then I saw that people were also offering voiceovers, and I thought, this is perfect. I should do this. And so I literally just made a profile because I love, like I said, I love making voices. I love making giving speeches, being in front of people and talking. And so I created a profile, and I didn't know what I was doing at first because I like to draw. I did whatever it takes to get my first customer. I said, no, I want to make this work. I have to find a way. So I started messaging people. I started letting everybody know that I was doing this. And eventually I found my first customer, and I was nervous. I didn't know how they were going to like it, but I delivered it and they loved it. I didn't even have quality equipment at that time. So I was extra nervous. I didn't have, a good mic. I didn't even know about...
What were you using at the time?
I was just using my laptop speaker, like the microphone, built in on my laptop.
Oh, cool.
So I had messed around with that, and I figured that you can actually... I was able to kind of find a sweet spot on my laptop mic to make it sound okay. And the customer was happy with it. Again, back then I only charged $5, so it was no big deal for them either. But it got me a review, and that was the important thing, is that I was able to start building a fan base of customers. They started leaving reviews, and then I was able to see the potential in that. And I thought, what, this could actually go somewhere. I used the money to upgrade my mic to an off-brand USB mic. I went into a music store and just bought one, and just went from there. I kept doing it, and over time I started seeing the growth, and people started asking me, for bigger projects, much bigger projects. And eventually I was able to use some of that traffic to just work directly with them. So I still use traffic from Fiverr to get a lot of orders, but a lot of people now just want to work directly with me. So we just work through Skype. I send them my invoices on my own, and it's really amazing because over the years I've been able to grow my pool of customers who have been loyal to me and who just love my voice. So that's kind of my story of how I started. I kind of stumbled on this website. I overcame the shyness, and I kept doing it and kept exceeding customers' expectations. And now that's my main gig is I do voiceovers, and I've been able to travel the world doing that because all you need is a mic, a quiet booth, and a laptop and an internet connection. So I left in 2017. I left to travel 6 months in Europe and 6 months in South America. In my Airbnb, I was able to do voiceovers. So I would literally just I would get creative. I would grab blankets and pillows and make sure that there was no echoes and no reflections in my booth. And I was able to do that to finance my traveling, and it was amazing. It's literally given me so much freedom and time in my day that it's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And so when I tell people this,
I'll tell you, I was impressed when I was going through the course. One of the things that was really cool that Chris shows in there is he shows the real basics of doing anything. And he's no BS. He walks through and goes, this is how you do this, shows you demo, shows you how he's doing it. Next. He showed how to make a sound booth. No spoilers. You know how, like right now, he showed me how I could make a sound booth right here. And he also showed, like, if you're in a hotel room and you're traveling or something, you need to do voiceovers, he shows how to do that too. And I was like, huh, well, that's pretty damn cool. And he shows you how to make a sound booth at home and how to treat your room and all that other stuff. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Actually, I did, because I wanted to say that to these people, so I'm not going to apologize. So please continue.
yeah. So you're exactly right. Which leads me to people. When I tell people my story, people are very curious. They're always amazed, because I guess there's not too many people that do voiceovers. It's not like a normal job. It's very like different. It's very, very cool. Whenever I tell people, I do voiceovers, and they're like, what? How? Tell me, how did you get into that? They ask me a lot of questions, and so a lot of people have asked me how to get started in that, and so that led me to the idea of making a course that shows people how I did it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make it as simple as possible to step by step, like you said,
It's
no
freaking
BS,
great,
just
man. It is so
like
great.
this is how you do it. It's literally, it takes someone who has no experience in voiceover but would like to get started in it, and it breaks down the fundamentals of a great voiceover performance. I break down the equipment, in as simple terms as possible, and the booth, how to mix and master your vocals in a simple, easy to follow terms as possible. And then the business side of it, I show how I create my profile online, what type of messages I send to customers, the different strategies I use to grow my Fiverr profile over time. And basically it's a very simple to follow process that if someone new follows it from beginning to end, you will get results, because I've done this process multiple times with multiple people that I've helped before I made the course.
Mm-hmm.
And it works. It's I know the equipment works. I know that if you do the booth correctly, you're going to get great audio. I know that if you practice the things that I mentioned in the skills, and if you master each of those factors, you're going to master the way you speak. And then the editing. I've been editing music. I've been editing vocals for 10 years, so I know the most simple ways to get the best frequencies to shine in your audio, and to make sure that it's clear. Yeah.
I saw that. I was looking at, and I did, sometimes I EQ and do things. I saw that, and I watched this. Here's what EQ is. Here's what the bands mean. Here's where things sit. Here's how you get bass, mid, here. Here's what you do if you got a female.
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. Here you go. Here's the demo. Here I am. I'm moving things around. Understand? I was like, yeah, I understand. You went on. And I got to tell you, when I first started this course, it kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because it was really good.
Well, that's good. That's a good pissed off.
I was like, what? This course is really good. I mean, it's shot well. It looks well. But more importantly, it really made me look. I'm working on some other courses, a bunch of other courses, like 12 different courses right now. All these guys get my emails and they know. But it really made me look at upping my game on, wow, you've done a really good job on condensing this into the no BS. Here's the information that I can hear, I can use, and I can apply. And I was like, yeah, I need to I need to up my game to that better. You always do that when you watch other people's stuff. But this is really good, dude. I mean, I don't mean to go on. I mean, think about it, guys. I run a university. You pay for courses. I know a lot of them are free and everything else. Why would I, in my freaking right mind, say, hey, go someplace else? Duh. Because it's really good. And all joking aside, it's really, really good. I tried to talk Chris into putting his course onto the university, and
you came with the baton
he
that
told me
day.
to go myself, and no, not really. And he didn't, and I get why he didn't, because I'm kind of the same way. If somebody said, hey, I want you to put like my YouTube course over in my area, in fact, somebody did, and they were going to pay me a lot of money to do it, I didn't want to do it because I lost control of it. I lost the ability to say what I'm going to say and connect with that audience. And I was like, yeah, that actually, I mean, his refusing to put it up there actually kind of made me respect him a bit more when I understood why. And then, but then we worked out a deal to get everybody $200 off. If you don't want to save $200 or you want to increase your voice, that's okay. But if you do, it's a great course. Money
There's
back
also the
guarantee
mini
and
course
everything
too,
else.
which is a much smaller investment to kind of get their toes wet for people who aren't quite sure if this is what they want to go through. The mini
there's a
course shows them the
$29 mini course.
Yeah, it shows them the fundamentals of speaking naturally. We go over equipment. It's basically a more introduction, but it definitely gets you off to a great start. So it's a way to see if this is the something you want to do. So the mini course is also recommended for people who are either on the fence or just curious, just a little lukewarm curious. I want to check that out.
Here it is. You don't see this, but I'm showing them the page. Or do you see this?
Yep, I see it.
Oh, well, that's really cool.
I see everything.
That kind of creeps me out, dude. Oh, because it's on my... Okay, gotcha. Yeah. $29. I also have a link to that I'll throw in here at some point because I can't find the link. And like any of these courses, you can go preview. You can go look at this and go, yeah, this is cool. Or you can go, no, not really. And you can read through all this stuff, etc. And you can go check him out. Go check out his voiceover stuff. I wish I could get Fiverr to play properly here. Apparently, I'm still running through technical difficulties. I need to do this an hour before. I haven't really done a guest before, and it was... I really apologize to you, by the way. I am super duper surprised that you were actually able to set up and everything, because I was like, oh, man, this guy's going to punch me in the face. He's going to be like,
no sweat. Everything's closed down anyway, so I guess I'll hop on a live stream.
That's true. So I want to see if we have any questions from anyone. We got a question here from Wendell. Wendell is cool. Wendell, I think he's I know he's a university member. Most people are. I think he's also a YouTube course member. He I don't know if it's twice a week or 3 times a week, but I get all these videos, and what he does is he just sits there with a microphone and green screen and backgrounds, and he just does these karaoke sing-alongs of everyone under the sun, moon, and stars. That's awesome. And Wendell says, how long has it been since your first gig?
10 years. 10 years.
So you've been doing this.
I started in 2010. That's the same year Fiverr came out, and that's the same year I found the website, and that's when I got paid for my first voiceover job.
Can I?
Yep.
Can I ask? And you can
It
always
felt
say,
amazing.
like everybody else, I ask them questions, and they go, no. You can always say no to me. Can I ask how old you are?
29. So I started when I was 19. Yeah.
You are lucky,
you thought I was older?
Man. I thought you were like 50. You look like you don't talk like and you don't act like, but you look like you're about 22 or something. Which is awesome, dude, because when you're 60, you can tell everybody else like whatever.
I'm still 40.
I'm still 40. So, wow.
Yeah,
look under your seats. I keep seeing this, look under your seats, and I don't get that.
Look under your seats? What's that about?
I don't understand. Just letting you know, Chris's audio level dropped a few dB with the screen share shot, and it raised back up when returning. That's my bad. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's good to know.
We got a lull. The echo is back. The echo is back.
What?
It's got to be Skype. It's got to be a Skype thing. Let me just look at something real quick here.
Yeah, that's got to be a software thing. Because we didn't do anything.
Let me see if I can find the.
We didn't change anything, and it just the echo suddenly came back.
Yeah, someplace in here. There it is. Let me look at these settings for a second.
Echo. What echo are you guys talking about?
That's awesome.
That would be a great troll.
that was an awesome troll, dude. Yeah, I can't see what's going on here. I don't see anything. I don't see.
That would be a great one for us to be like. Do you guys hear any echo? I don't. Kevin, do you?
You're crazy, dude. Well, you should hear him when he's trying to teach you. He's teaching you like how to do low voices and girl voices and high voices and middle voices and cartoon voices. That's hilarious.
Cartoon ones, yeah.
The cartoon one is hilarious. Joe Mustang, I have allergies. Is there a good way to clear my throat before recording?
Yes, definitely. Thanks for asking that. There's a lot of ways to warm up. There's tons of exercises, but some of my personal favorites are one, hydration. That is the easiest and most effective way for any voiceover artist is to drink water about an hour room temperature before starting. And also stay hydrated during your recording sessions because if we're dehydrated or if we didn't drink water that day, our saliva gets really sticky. And especially if you have allergies, your throat's just not going to perform as well. But staying hydrated, also humming exercises. There's a ton of different ways you can hum. I like humming a song because it just puts me in a good mood. But humming a full range from deep to high to basically any sort of humming is gonna
just like
listen up.
Really, that's it.
That's humming, low and high. The more expressive you can be, the better as well. But those are great ways to clear your throat is hydration and humming.
That's a great question. I unfortunately am a coffee hound, and this stuff dehydrates you. So
yeah, you got to be careful what you eat and drink too, because sometimes that'll affect your voice depending on what you eat. If you eat like really greasy or unhealthy foods that same day and you hop into the booth, you're gonna get a totally different texture to your voice than if you just had like water and you just ate like clean fruits. It's slightly different, but and also how you feel too. It'll affect the nuances of your voice.
That's cool. I didn't know that. Actually, I did from the course, but when I heard that, I was like, humming. Oh, Wendell says very humming. Cool. That sounds familiar. Very cool. Thank you, Wendell. I agree, Sunwise. The echo has come back, so I guess it wasn't YouTube. Okay. Terrible echo now.
That means we got to fix it.
See, this is an untested Skype-y thing.
That's so weird. Let me see. Let me try something.
What happens if did something just change for anybody? I just want to make sure my computer isn't doing it. Skype call. Let me turn. No, it turns me off. So that should be you on. I have a feeling on my end. Dude, go ahead and talk. You.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead and talk, please.
Can you hear me?
I have a feeling it was my end. I think my computer had computer into the Skype call. I'm playing with Skype. I'm sorry, but thank you. If there's still echo, let me know. The look under the seats was referring to what Oprah does and gives everyone a car, and the keys are under their seats. You said everyone gets a wrench. Oh, yeah. When people come in here now, I just wrench them, which means they're basically administrator. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. There's no keys under my seat, so now the echo is quadrupling.
Well, I realize I just turned the thing off, so that's
so weird. Okay, is there echo when I unplug my headphones?
I have 242 and realize this comment was made 3 minutes ago. Right?
Hello?
That sounds worse.
That sounds worse,
No, that's
right?
okay. That's okay. But you're behind and everything doesn't. Anyway, yeah, we'll just see what happens. I've turned off on my end. Just go back to what you're doing. I turned off on my end what I think may be doing it. If the echo is still terrible, it is. And we'll just fix it then. Pete Hallis. Let me know, Captain, if it's still doing that. Pete Hallis says, echo is gone now. Bet you it was on my end. Pete Hallis says, I've been told that I am tone deaf. Is there a way to compensate for that?
Tone deaf, huh? Like as far as musically, I'm a little confused what he would mean. That would make sense in a musical sense where people can't hear notes, but in a voiceover sense, you don't really have to be tone precise necessarily. You know what I mean? In music, that would make sense because you have to hit the notes, but in voiceover, you're not hitting any scales or any,
That's true.
So I'm just confused how you don't really have to be tone accurate in voiceover.
That's true. See, my answer would have been, well, then you're screwed.
That works too. There's the Chris answer and the Kevin answer.
Take the Chris answer. Trust me. Take the Chris answer. Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, if you're tone deaf,
I think you can be tone deaf and do voiceovers.
Sure.
I really don't think it's gonna affect your quality. If you have a
because it's voicing. You're just voicing. You're not really singing.
Yeah, you're just voicing. You are just voicing.
If you were singing
you were
singing a cartoon voice or something like that, I'm not sure you're expected to sing it like some soprano perfect thing. So,
yeah, and as long as you have I break down the fundamentals of a performance. So enthusiasm, speed, pauses. None of those things require you to, be tone accurate. You can be completely tone deaf and master your enthusiasm, your delivery, your flow, your pauses, enunciation, and you are gonna do great.
The thing I saw in your course that was really exciting for me and really exciting, which is why I'm offering it to people instead of my own frickin' courses, which are way better than yours. Joking. And the reason why I'm offering it to people is because literally I actually saw if you could get this stuff. I made a video and it has like 50 or 100, no, it has like 250,000 or 500,000, I don't even remember now, views. And it was basically some tips, like 25 tips on doing voiceovers. And this was more for corporate and reading and course materials, stuff like that. And it blew up. And I got a ton of stuff and a ton of comments on this thing. And I was never able to quite answer all of them. That's where I got into wanting to do this course over the past year. And then when I found your course, I went, this is it. I'm out. I'm done. I don't need to do anything. Thank you for doing all that work for me, by the way.
It was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
I love the course, dude. I'm going to throw this link in here again. It's $200 off the course. I know a few people have taken advantage of it. If you don't take advantage of it, well, then you're a weenie. Not really.
Yeah, and I'm always able to answer questions. So if anybody has questions about the course or voiceover or speaking, I am open to answering questions and talking with you and helping you understand anything that is confusing. I'm here for you.
We got, okay, the echo is gone. Thank you. Echo gone. I'm back. That's Andre. That's my buddy, Andre.
Whee!
10, 9, 8, 9, 10, watching small crowd. Must be the virus thing. No, it's not the virus thing. It's me. See, I don't want to whine. I don't want to whine, but I damaged my foot. And you all heard, I'm moving slow. And I had a bunch of other stuff, and I didn't get my weekly email done that I try and get on Thursday or Friday, and I got it done this morning, which means I cut it down. And then I talked to this guy and said, hey, let's do a live stream. You up for it? He was like, sure, 2 o'clock. And then it was only a couple of hours, so then I shot out the email, and then I came here, and then here you are, and there's only a few people in here, and I'm okay with that. Because all this testing and failure, I wanted to test doing Skype. I wanted to test talking to this guy. Before
that was smart.
I did it to an audience of like 25. So, so Pete Hallis, watching. We got a lot of echo out. Pete Hallis, He's the one who, Pete's a good guy. He's the one who said the tone deaf thing, and he says he's unable to reproduce. He's unable to reproduce the sounds. If I were Pete, I would say this: unable to reproduce the sounds I hear. I don't know what to do about that.
Oh, I see what he's saying. He's saying when it comes to emulating other people. So if he hears an example first, and he tries to emulate that, maybe that's what he means. Maybe he has a difficult time with that. And my answer to that is it's no problem, because a lot of voiceover artists or aspiring voiceover artists think that it's vital to emulate someone else, but it's so much more important to find your own unique voice, because we all have our own unique voice. It's our own inflections, our own nuances, our own speed, and we can kind of take pieces and inspiration from other public speakers or other actors or actresses, but when it really comes down to it, it is finding your own voice, and we can find that through experimenting, through practicing, and honestly just having fun. You find, for example, a children's book, read it through, and notice how you read it. Notice the inflections that you put into it, or even a regular script if you like, a corporate script, whatever you want. But read it through and experiment, and slowly and over time you'll find your own voice, so you don't have to reproduce sounds from anyone else.
Oh, that's a great point, man. That's a really great point. And then his next comment is, I'm screwed. No, Pete. If
you're not screwed, Pete. You got this. It does take time. It's an art. It really is an art. And but if you make progress every day a little bit, by the end of the year, you're so much better. I heard that if you make 1% progress each day, at the end of the year, you're 365% better.
Oh, I like that. That's really cool.
It all adds up.
Wow.
Yep.
And I would like to, just because everyone who knows me here, I'd like to say, no, Pete, if you look at your comment next to it, you're not screwed, you're wrenched. That even hurt me. Captain Jack, it looks like the echo is truly gone after I did something. Yes, what was happening is I noticed the meters down here, and because I'm on Skype and because it's a different, I haven't done this before, it's a different, the way Skype feeds, it was feeding the Skype into my computer, into a Skype line, and then the computer itself was picking up the Skype line and also feeding it. It was my bad. So, sorry about that. Agent. Whoa. Oh, good. I thought I lost you. I heard a big beep. Agent K, have you gotten used to hearing yourself without cringing with looking back, asking for a friend? That's awesome. That's awesome. I had a problem with that when I first started doing videos. How about you? Still hear me, Chris?
Okay, there we go.
Can you still hear me?
Yep. What was the question? I used to...
He says, I haven't gotten used to hearing yourself when cringing. Have you gotten used to hearing yourself without cringing when listening back?
Yeah. The cringing is part of the process. It's like falling when you start snowboarding or skateboarding or any sort of sport. You gotta fall a couple times, and just like voiceover acting, you're gonna cringe.
or getting on a ladder.
Yeah, or getting on a ladder and falling off. Kevin.
When I started doing videos, I hated how I looked. I hated how I sounded.
Yeah, same here.
And I was kind of right in hating the way I looked and sounded. The problem is I went down this deep, dark hole of trying to correct the way I looked and the way I sounded. I tried acting, and I tried changing my voice and everything else. And I just doing it over and over. I finally just said, dude, just relax and just start talking. And then it seemed fine from there. I got used to it.
Yeah, it does take that. And also, one thing is we sound different when we hear ourselves. For example, have you ever taken a listen to your voice on a voicemail or on the phone, and you notice you sound different, and you think, I sound like that? That's the same thing, because we're so used to hearing our voice from inside our head, and it's so different, right? We perceive ourselves so differently than when we see ourselves on video, and when we hear ourselves recorded. It's natural it's normal to see a different version of us, because That's how
Totally.
other people perceive us. And then we have our own version of how we perceive ourselves, and then
Hmm.
how other people perceive ourselves. So it's just an adjustment process, or the cringe process, as you call it, where you're going to cringe a little bit. Then you start getting used to what you actually sound like, what you actually look like. And then, you know how it is,
Hmm.
Kevin. Over time, you start to, you're like, all right, that's me. It's not changing.
Yeah, you kind of get used to watching yourself, and I don't see myself any different or sound or hear myself any different on camera now when
Hmm.
I'm just talking to my wife or something else. But I think part of that is I'm on camera when I'm first starting. Maybe I'm a little tense, maybe I'm a little this, maybe, and I'm just not talking. I'm just
Yep.
not doing the thing. Like
Yep.
I remember when I was a kid, at 10 years old, we had those little, this probably dates most people here, those little realistic cassette tape recorders, the little realistic Radio Shack, and we would talk into it and we'd listen to ourselves, and it blew our minds at how
Yep.
different we sounded.
I had one of those.
I don't care anymore. I hear myself and it sounds like me,
You
but
get used to it.
you do. Anyway, thanks for the question, Agent. Wendell, can you give some hints on how to get a gig with no experience?
Yes. You have to get skills. You have to get the right skills first. It's so important to really know how to bring a script to life. That's the most important thing. You have to know how to really deliver without sounding like you're reading. I think that's the most over and above all, the most important thing. More important than equipment, than a booth, than anything else is how you sound, how you. So I would say you have to practice first, practice your skills. That'll make it immensely easier to actually find a gig or find your first gig. And like I mentioned in my story earlier, I had been taking speech classes. I had been, practicing reading books and getting in front of people, um, until I felt comfortable putting myself out there. I think that it's really important to practice first. Practice reading out loud. Practice anything you see, just practice it out loud and
Hmm.
build that skill first.
Hmm.
That's the best thing. That's the best experience. That's the best advice I can give. If you have no experience, just start practicing, getting
So you
comfortable skills.
so you did a lot of like walking around, and did you know, like, you were sitting there, I'm now going to walk around and I'm going to read stuff out loud and all that. Did you know I want to do voiceovers?
It's one of those things where you don't know you want to do voiceovers yet, but you know that you want to do something. You know what you like. I liked talking in front of crowds. I liked giving speeches. Even though I got nervous when I did it, I enjoyed doing it because I felt like I did it really well, and people would always praise me. And so it was something that just drew me. It's one of those things where you don't know what it is, but you know what it is. And when I saw that opportunity, I thought,
Mm.
this is it. This is what I've been looking for, and it was just a normal fit. And I think people feel that too. They feel drawn to the voiceover career. They feel drawn to doing voiceovers, getting paid to do voiceovers from home, and that's the same feeling that I experienced. That when they see it, they just get excited. Some people might not. They might say, that's not for me, and that's okay. They don't have that draw, but some people do have that draw. They feel like this is kind of cool. I would love to do cartoon voices, or some people have said that I've always wanted to be a villain in like a game or a show or a video, or I've always been told I have a nice voice, or I just something about that, draws people, and those are the people that I think would really enjoy doing voiceovers.
That's the other thing I really liked about your course was because I had, I mean, for me, the voiceover, except for the audiobooks that I was kind of into, some audiobooks, voiceovers for courses and voiceovers for corporate courses and universities and their courses, a few commercials, they always came to me. They always went, hey, can you do a voiceover or something like that? So the interesting question on that video I had was, well, how do I break into this field? Like, if I want to be a voice, you could tell some of these people are like, I want to be a voiceover person. And how do I break in this field? And I was like, I don't know. So your course covers how you break into the field, what you do, how to set yourself up and everything else and get yourself ramping up and making money at it. Now, like everything else, caveat, like everything else, in this day and age, this stuff doesn't happen in a day or a week or a month. It can. But like everything else, you work at it and you practice at it and you put yourself out there, and after a while you start getting gigs, right?
Yep. Yeah, one of my students, he actually got his biggest paying gig since joining the group, since joining the course. So just implementing a couple little strategies. He was already on Fiverr. He was getting some, but I gave him, the course goes over some strategies on how to really get the most out of your extras and what to charge correctly, and how to make his video. He didn't even have a video, so things like that.
That's right.
He's already doing really well. So
I forgot about that. You have a whole section in there like how to get set up, how to make your own video, how do you do the sales pitch and everything else.
Yeah. There's a formula that I have in the video that it takes you from logic, which is who I am, to emotion, which is why you do this, to logic again, this is what I offer, to the demo reel, which takes the customer on a journey, so they're constantly engaged. And I found it to be very effective. So if people just follow that simple process, it works.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah,
I really do. And I here's what I don't love. Come now, you could make $1 million. You could do this in 24 hours. I made $1 million doing voiceovers and blah blah. And I'm just.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
And I just no, there's no way, because maybe it works for some people, but then it blows everybody else off, not thinking you're going to have to do the work. So I get a little I get that way. Agent K, hey there. There is the link again. Joe Mustang, I have severe high frequency loss and wear hearing aids, and I have to use over-ear headphones to listen to audio when making video. That helps. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, over the ear is definitely recommended, as opposed to on the ear. I always recommend over the ear because none of the sound leaks out, and you're fully immersed in your audio, even if you're just doing voiceover, but especially with music. So yeah, I agree with her. Over the ear does help a lot.
You agree with her, Joe Mustang?
Oh, him. I don't know why I said her.
Now watch her come back and go, I am a her, and then I'll be like the guy. Well, hey, I saw Jake Sloan the other week in here, and now you, Wendell Live. Oh, yeah.
How many people do we have in here? I can't really see. Maybe I'll pull up my YouTube again.
I don't look. If you do that, it'll probably
Really?
hammer things. Yeah, let me just take a look. It's easy for me to go over here. Book.
All right.
I'm over here, and it's telling me.
2, Kevin and Chris.
It's telling me right now we have 13 viewers.
Okay, it went up.
Yeah, which is fine. Again, usually I try and do these a day in advance, and I've been really failing because I hurt my foot. Because I got a lot of stuff going on.
Another thing too about the I want to mention that even though that it might take some time to really become a voice actor, like anything, it takes time and practice, but you will have better audio. You will know what equipment to get. You will know how to build a booth. These are things that you can that will improve. Even if you're just going to make a YouTube video for yourself, even if maybe you're going to do a podcast one day. These are skill sets that will translate into other areas of your life. Maybe you want to do music. Now you know how. You can record, guitar or your vocals if you want to sing. You can use this in so many ways. So,
it really got, some of these things got me, because I was like, wow, I actually do this. Like sometimes I'm tired and I do all the things I know I shouldn't do or whatever, and I'm kind of going along and I'm slurring my words. I don't have the energy. I don't have the excitement. I was watching. I was like, I need to drill this stuff again. And a lot of the tips that you give, which are way easier than what I was doing, I need to drill over these things again and get my diction and my elocution a little bit back in. I mean, if you do an audiobook and you're like, well, hey, I saw Stay Sloan the other week, and here you now, Wendell Live music videos. They're gone. Your audiobook's dead or whatever you're doing. Your client's like, wow. you know, so I've been practicing. Whoa, hey, I saw Jake Sloan the other week in here, and now you, Wendell Live, music videos. I'm like, so I'm working on that. But when I work on it, it always sounds funny to me. Like when you hear yourself first time, it will sound funny to you when you do these, but then you'll get used to
The
it.
cringe, the
The
cringe will
cringe.
be there.
The cringe will be there, absolutely. Agent K, okay. Did Chris ever start in radio before doing voiceovers? This is Andre, worth it or not. I started radio first.
You know, I've heard that a lot. A lot of people that do voiceovers, they start in radio. I have a couple friends that have done that, and they get gigs easy because it's natural. They always hit them up first. You're the radio guy. Can you do this voiceover for me? But no, I never did any radio like that. I never. We had a local radio in college where I went, and so I did check out the booths in there. I did check out the setups. I had a friend who worked in that department, so it was kind of cool. It kind of like got me more curious about that field. I've done lots of radio spots though, and a lot of introductions.
I listened to almost all your stuff over on Fiverr and a bunch of other stuff
yeah.
you're done. Like, holy, like you just, especially when in the chorus, when I see you doing it, like when you're doing a cartoon character, like you became the cartoon.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. You got to become the cartoon. I think that's so important too. A lot of people, I see this so often, Kevin. People do voices, but they don't become the role. They don't become that person. They have the voice. They have maybe the enthusiasm and everything. The reading is fine, but they don't become the person. This is something I learned in theater. You are no longer Kevin, or you are no longer Chris. You are that character. So when you close your eyes, you are wearing their clothes. You are in that environment, in that city, or in that kingdom. You walk like they walk. You think like they think. You breathe how they breathe. And it's so intricate, but it really forces you to think and really become that character. And then when you perform, oh man, it's so genuine. It sounds like you're that character. It sounds like you're, a different person, and that makes the difference night and day.
Yeah, Chris gives some examples. He shows some examples of just doing it like something regular in the chorus, and I was like, oh, that sounds legit. And then he's like, okay, now I'm not sure if he said become the character, whatever. I'm going to get into the character. I'm going to move like the character. I'm going to act like the character. I'm going to have my hands up like a character. And then he did it. I was like, holy crap. It was like 5,000% better. Unbelievable. It's awesome. Pete Hallis says, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Joe Mustang, our new lady friend.
Yes.
Are your clients mainly in video or in radio? I am not familiar with the range of work that voice artists have. I'm going to make a comment on this, and any clients I've gotten, a ton of them have been, they already know me. That's why they're reaching out to me. A ton of them have been, they're doing their own in-house commercial, or someone else is doing a commercial. They're doing their own training videos. They're doing their own lectures. They're doing their own type of stuff. And they come to me and say, hey, we're doing this 30-second commercial or this minute commercial. We need your voice in this sort of pattern. We like your voice. We've heard your voice before. That's where I get clients from. What about you?
Yeah, I get clients they just come to me. They find my profile, have a profile set up with the video, and Fiverr sends traffic to my gig because it has a ton of reviews and it's performing very well. So I just get new inquiries every day. Hey, we're running a new TV spot or a new radio for this, or a new app, whatever. And they'll send me the script. They'll tell me what kind of read they need. They'll tell me if they need broadcast rights or commercial rights, which gives them, the rights over.
Mm-hmm.
They've worked with me so extensively that they just work directly with me now. So I'm able to just send them an invoice directly and work with it, which is the best way, in my opinion, because when you work through Fiverr takes a cut, which is fine. They're big website. They bring a lot of traffic, but when you're able to just work directly, it's best because it's just you and it's just your own business at that point.
Well, and I don't know because I've never done this, because I'm basically a spoon-fed little bitch. Not really. I've never. Maybe I'm lucky. I don't know. I've never had to go out and seek out something. But I would imagine, like, I know a lot of people. They have friends. There are companies out there that are doing stuff. There's companies that are doing training videos and stuff like that. Imagine if you were overt about it and went out to people and friends and stuff like that and said, hey, I just want to let you know I do this voiceover work. I have a studio set up at home.
Yeah.
I'd love to voice over some of your training videos or something like that.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. 100%. And it's funny because funny that you mentioned that. I have a couple of friends who do video, and I didn't even think twice. I didn't even think anything of it, but we were talking and I just mentioned that I do voiceovers and I didn't think much of it. Literally maybe a couple months later, they reached out to me and said, hey, I'm doing this video. Could you do a voiceover for me? And just like that, I was able to work with them, and it's amazing because I wasn't thinking about them as potential customers, but you never know where your next customer is going to come from. There are people, especially video people, they need voiceovers. It could be someone that needs an answering machine or a voicemail. I've had that happen. Let's say, how much would you charge for a voicemail, or something like that?
Yeah,
simple.
I haven't done, but I've coached someone else on doing voicemails. I mean, here you got a company. Sure, it's not your ma and pa shop, but think about it. You got a company that's, got 300 or 500 or 1,000 or 10,000 employees. They're not just going to go up to Betty and go, hey, say, hello, welcome to our company, blah, blah, with this crummy thing. They're going to want a professional voiceover. And they're going to seek that out. And what I found with these companies, their biggest problem, which is why they came to me, they went, I don't know where to go. Where do I go to find, I go and I find voiceovers, and there's like 1 million of them. I don't have time to do 1 million. Who do you suggest? I'm like, well, I know this person, or I can do it for you. So.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got going on here. Wow, I'm behind. That's funny, Pete. Pete Hallis. When I hear my voice in my head and the voice I hear from a recording is so different. Absolutely. You get used to it, Pete. You really do. You get used to seeing yourself on camera. You get used to hearing yourself. What I sound like right now, to me, when I watch a recording, I sound like me. In the beginning, I did not. You just get used to it. I don't know.
There's no shortcut on that process. You have to, you kind of have to go through that phase.
It's hard. Because it's always like, you always have your own cringe.
It is.
And then you're like,
yeah.
Oh, and then you're recording and you already have that own cringe, and you got a cringe.
I completely agree.
You just blow through it. It's just enough.
I think it's important too to focus on the message that you're trying to get across to people and how that's going to help people. That takes the focus off of you. How do I look? How do I sound? And you're focused on benefiting others and how other people will benefit. And that, I think that helps a lot too, is what you focus on.
Yeah, true. Agent says, thanks. There's the link in here to the discount that I had to beat Chris into the mud for. And
I still got the bruises from that.
That makes everybody laugh, because they're going to look at you and go, dude, even if you went after this guy, he'd be like, okay. And I'd be like, I'm coming after you. Oh yeah, and I got the foot thing, so you don't need to worry.
That's why I didn't fight back, because you had the foot. So
I
had some mercy.
I do have old man strength. Great advice, Wendell. Great. Chris, do you generally use condenser mics? Let me just say this. This is a $400 mic. I got a $700 mic over there. I got another $500 mic. I got another $800 mic. I have a $1,000 mic. And then I watched Chris' course. What do you use, Chris?
I use the Yeti Pro, which is not that expensive. It's only about $250 or so. And the interesting thing is, a lot of people think that you have to spend, $1,000, $2,000 to get, the right mic. You don't have to. it's so much more important to have a well-treated booth than it is to have a $10,000 mic. And the same applies for video too, Kevin. Like if you think about it, you don't have to have a Red or an Alexa. You can make some really great shots with a DSLR if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same concept, the same principle. You know, it's not the gear. It's not just the gear. It's
not.
It's the booth. There's so much more that goes into it.
I've had. Yeah, I could say that. Sure, I've had people. Like there are. Can I talk about that? I can't talk about what it was. There are commercials out there. There are videos out there and things like that where there are shots, and they're pretty epic looking, and they're graded great and everything else. And some of those shots were shot without the client knowing on a freaking iPhone.
I mean, even in major budget films, they actually use GoPros in a major motion blockbuster for some of the scenes. GoPros. So that just goes to show, you know, even the big, you know, $1 million productions, they still use, you know, normal equipment because it's not about the equipment.
It's
about it. Yeah, in voiceover, it's about bringing the message to the listener. It's about helping that client and that business. And by bringing that script to life, we're going to resonate with the listener. We're going to be able to help that client get their message across. It's not about the mic. That's right.
I was sorry, I've not been ignoring you. I was trying to find it. The Blue Yeti Pro is $249. If you guys want to take a look at it, it's right there. Yes, that's an affiliate link. And yes, if you buy that, I make millions of dollars off of you. And yes, you pay at least 3 times what you normally would.
It's going to your foot injury.
Oh, that's right. Martin, evening, Sir Kevin. What have I missed? Martin, you have missed another exciting adventure of Kevin epically fails getting a live stream started.
We actually also went over the meaning of life, so I'm sorry you had to miss that.
That, which is getting cut out. So thanks, Martin. Wendell, 13.
13.
Awesome.
It is.
13, dude. I made it before you all stopped. Hey, Ken Parrish. Hello, sir. Wendell, as in, be the ball.
Be the ball. That's right.
Be the ball.
I think he's talking about getting into character.
Oh, right. Wendell Ball. This is a good point. Become the character. Yeah. Now, let me just say this. This is voiceover work. This guy over here.
There. Yep.
This guy over here does voiceover work, and he has to do characters. He has to do cartoons. He has to do narrations. He has to do audiobooks with all these different voices. If you're... Ow. Man, so there it is. And if you're like me, where you're doing a YouTube channel and you're kind of I don't mean a personality, I'm a personality, and you're doing a YouTube channel and you're doing reviews and stuff like that, don't go into character. Just be yourself. Don't do it. I've tried it. It's acting. You suck at it. You aren't skilled in it. Don't do it. And then you'll have to maintain it. Just be yourself. Now, a voiceover thing is a completely different deal. You have to go into character. You have to.
Yep.
What do we got? I agree with becoming the character. Started doing that in school when reading Edgar Allan Poe. Whoa, dude, that kind of creeps me out. You were becoming a character? Telltale Heart? Wow. Ken's cool. He's a cool dude. Agent, our new lady friend. This is going to stick. Uh-oh. Here we go. Look what I started. He's talking about Joe Mustang. Wendell, no Chris audio when you switched. No Chris audio when you switched to a different. Oh, so when I go over here, you're going to, they're not going to hear you. And I know exactly why they're not going to hear you, because that's not part of my Skype setup yet. I threw all this together. So you kids should be lucky you even got something.
Props.
And
somebody said,
make sure you go to the bathroom before we leave.
On a ladder.
What's that?
Somebody said Chris would put you on a ladder if you came after him.
That's all you need to do. Uh-oh,
That's
am I
it.
sharing the screen?
That's your weakness.
That's my weakness, ladders. Yeah, there it
Actually,
is. Chris would put you on a ladder if you came after him. MB, Kevin, do you equalize for headphones, earbuds, or half? Oh, this is for me.
Yep.
On half decent set of speakers. There's way too much bass. Are you talking about right now there's way too much bass? Because if you're talking about what I normally do, I edit, I listen through my laptop, through my speakers over here, through my TV, through my iPhone, through my iPad, etc. If you're talking about right now and there's way too much bass, I'll check it after the stream, but I think you may need to turn your bass down. I'll just throw it back at you and act like there's nothing. I'll listen to it after, and if there's way too much bass, I'll adjust. Again, I don't know what Skype is doing right now to my voice. So if there's too much bass, I apologize. Howdy, iSpike. What, did iSpike come in here?
I remember you from your drone days.
I don't see... iSpike didn't come in here. I don't see iSpike, but if he's in here, hey, dude, you remember who from their drone days? iSpike?
That's what they said. They remember you from the drone days.
Oh.
Or iSpike, or I don't know.
That's the link. Wow, I'm behind. That's the link to the Blue Yeti Pro, which, again, blew me away. Smash that thumbs up. Yeah, it's important on this little channel that I could never care grows. But, yeah, it's cool. I fell asleep. Wake up, bad karma. You guys are hilarious, pointing at each other. Well, that's, when I do this, he's over here in my world. And when I do this, I'm pointing back to my studio, even though he's on my... Oh. Hey, baby. Hey, what's happening? That's so weird. I have that a lot. I usually go, oh, yeah, that YouTube award that I have up? Let me see. Can I... Wait a second. Oh, I got to go this way. You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Up. Nope. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
2, 3.
Boom! High five.
Got it.
I better get through these comments. Thanks, gentlemen. I need to go now. I appreciate your time and response. Thanks, Joe. Have a good day. And give my best to your husband. He may have a husband and I just pissed him off. If you do, I'm really sorry, dude. Become the character reminds me of the Zoolander film. Zoom meetings allow you to share your screen very, very easily. Yeah, I was going to do a Zoom meeting. And then I had a bright idea of...
We could try that.
I was having a problem and I had a bright idea to do this. Next time I'm going with Zoom. The video quality is better on whatever the hell I'm using. Skype. I'm doing Zoom next time. It's so much better for me. All good. To me, I am on my phone. Great. Maybe you're on the top chat instead of live chat, Kevin. I hate these people who know better than me. It drives me crazy. You're probably right. I'm probably out of order. High five, lol. Hey, we made it to the end of the comments. I think I've been streaming, oh my gosh, for over an hour. I'm going to hang out for a little bit. If you guys have any other questions for Chris, please do ask now.
We have 16 people. That's impressive.
There are...
We got a little crowd going.
Got a crowd. Okay, this interview has gone from formative to finger pointing and high fives. Yeah.
That's what happens when you have Kevin as the host. Sorry, Kevin.
That's on you. They've been to many of these, and they know anything can happen. There's a reason why I call it the unscripted channel.
Yes.
It's unscripted, and it just could be, we could go anywhere. Again, here's the link to his course. Thanks for the fun, guys. Thanks, Martin. Agent K.
Thanks, Martin.
I don't know better. You are my Pope? I hope you mean like Pop or Dad. Like, who's your daddy?
He says you're
Pope? I don't know that. That might mean something with the cool kids or something. There's the link. I'm awake now. I'll give it a few more minutes. If you guys have any other... Captain Jack, I'm going sailing. Hey, man, have a great sail. See you on the flip side. Awesome.
Have a great sail.
Sound is good to me. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. You got the link. Oh, yeah. Let's do this. A few voices from Chris. Let's hear a few voices. Like, oh,
All right.
I have a question. And no, it's okay. Have you ever done like an actual audio book, like a narration for an entire book before?
Yes, and they're
With
kind of a pain. They're not
with
my
characters in it?
Yes, yes, I have.
Let me ask you this. Do you... This is a question I really want to know. Do you go through and like you'll read the narration parts and then you go back and do the character parts and do this character? Like, how do you do that? Do you follow along? Do you change? Do you stop?
I do it as I go, so I would narrate, and it's usually children's books. Yeah, children's books. I haven't gotten any audiobooks where they want the voices of the actual, characters, but children's books I've gotten those, and it's difficult because you have to switch back from narrator to, you're a ladybug or a zebra. So you're saying, one fine day, a zebra came out to look for his little friend. Hey guys, I'm a zebra. Right? Oh, there's our friend the ladybug. Hey guys, what's going on? Hey ladybug. Right? And you're literally talking to yourself in different voices.
Well, Paladin, I learned something. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. Yeah, let's go with a few voices. What are your? Why don't you do a few of what your favorite are? I don't know.
I got some.
You want me to throw some at you, or you want off the cuff, or you just want to go for
it? No throwing. I got some.
You're gonna tell us what they are first?
I have a little backstory to some of these voices because some of them are actually real that I've done before.
Oh.
So
go for it.
I had a customer who was doing like a commercial that involved roaches. Like, I don't know I forget if it was like a bug spray or a pest control company, something like that. But basically, I had to be the roach. Oh no, they're coming after me. They're coming. Run for your life. And
that's awesome.
It's literally just a gritty kind of villainous kind of tone to it.
Yeah,
and notice how I changed. Like I changed the speed at which just changing the speed at what the voice is changes the character.
I was learning that on your course. I was like, oh, there's these different speeds that he shows, doing different characters at different speeds, and I was like, huh. Agent likes the ladybug.
Yeah.
I want to hear the ladybug.
And I get a lot for cartoon voices like SpongeBob characters, like, "Hey SpongeBob, what are you up to today? Let's go jellyfishing."
I love that. it just cartoon voices make me laugh, man. That's all there is to it.
Oh man, it is a little embarrassing doing it on camera, but because I usually do them behind the mic, but people always ask me to do that in public too, and I'm like, there's people around here. I kind of don't want to be stared at right now.
Oh, what's this?
Like, do the voices.
Do roaches have a regional accent?
Of course we do. How do you not know that? I don't know.
What is that like? It sounded a little bit like New York or something.
Of course we do. We roaches have New York accents. Everybody knows that. I'll get me some coffee and water.
That's funny. That's hilarious. He's laughing. Pedantic Dan is laughing. Ken is saying that roach voice sounds really familiar. Do you ever have to do women?
Sometimes. Those are tough. It'll usually be like girl cartoon characters. And so I'll do something like, "Hey Jimmy, what are we gonna do today?" It's just really just
like a little girl.
It's not, yeah, or like a cartoon, like animal or something like that. And what I'll usually do is I'll use my program to pitch it up so it sounds more feminine. But not really. It's tough to do female characters, and for females it's tough to do male characters because you can only go so high, you can only go so deep.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I noticed there's this audio guy who does a ton of audiobooks, and I actually get the audiobooks because I love how he does audio narration. There's the sci-fi books. Very famous dude. And you can hear when he goes into a woman's voice, there's no way. He pulls it off, but there's no way he's gonna.
Some people can pull it off for sure. Some
Oh, is that
people
right?
Can.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. It's very, very rare, but I've seen some YouTube videos where some guys can actually sound like a girl, like pretty good, but it's not common at all.
It's a bit more of a falsetto kind. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a falsetto, but it sounds pretty good. But
I either want to hear more voices. I want to hear you. No, I'm not going to do that. It'll be embarrassing. I was going to say I want you to hear. I want you to teach me to do a cartoon character voice, but then I decided I'll just take your course. I'm not ready for that. Now look at this. I'm in front of the camera all the time. I talk in front of the camera all the time, and I'm sitting here about doing a cartoon voice, and I'm actually feeling that. Oh, I ain't doing this. Come on. Isn't that fascinating? I've been 8 years doing this, and I'm fascinating when I'm starting to go, I'm going to try a cartoon voice. Like, wow. You need to work. You guess you need to work through that. Nice thing is you aren't on camera doing it.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, I don't see any more questions. Is there anything else? Oh, now that would be funny. Oh, no, it would. Oh, no, it wouldn't. I'll tell you what. I'm going to have Chris, when I figure out all this, not doing it at the last minute live streaming using Skype, which I've never used and everything. I'm going to have him on my main channel, on that one. And I'll have all this tech and everything worked out. And maybe after I do a little more practice on his course, maybe I can have him show me on the video how to do a cartoon voice.
I feel like you could do some pretty good cartoon voices.
Me?
That would be funny. I think we gotta give the fans what they want.
Right now?
No. I mean, if you're up for it. I was thinking the main channel, but we can do it now if you want.
I'm not sure how. I don't even know where to begin, dude. I mean, if you told you do a ladybug, do it.
Hey, I'm the ladybug.
Yeah, see, you just rip it out. I'd have to sit here and go, what the hell does a ladybug sound like? I have to think of a ladybug if I see a cartoon that does a ladybug.
Yeah. I just think a ladybug, it would be a female character. They're kind of feminine, got the wings, red color.
All right, we'll give a few people a laugh. Throw a character or a personality or an animal at me, and I'm going to try this. And forewarning, I'm going to murder the crap out of this.
Let's say you were Bigfoot. What voice would you give him?
Bigfoot. I wouldn't even know what to say. That's part of the problem. What would Bigfoot say?
Let's say you're in the forest,
right?
And you see unlikely.
Hey, Chris, get the hell out of my forest.
That was terrible.
Oh no, it's Bigfoot!
That was terrible. Now let's hear you do it. I bet you it's going to be awesome.
All right. Who's that in my forest? What are they doing in here? Who are you? Are you Kevin? What the hell are you doing here? Get out! Get out!
Yeah, we could tell who's the professional voiceover artist and who's the guy still learning. Send me an email about the sales presentation stuff. Pete, is that to me?
Yeah, Pete was asking about he wants to know more about sales, how to use your voice to do sales and presentations. Not quite voiceover stuff, but
right.
he wants to learn more about how to become more comfortable with sales and I've done sales my whole life. I used to do retail, so I have a lot of experience with that. So I told him I would email him, give him some tips about that.
You could also go to that link. What editing program does Chris use? Ooh, I know. I'll let you answer.
So I usually use FL Studio. I love it. It's great because it also does music, but you can get started with Audacity, which is free. A lot of people love using Audacity. It's very simple to use. There's also Adobe Audition, and There's Reaper. There's some paid ones too, like Pro Tools. GarageBand is free.
Oh
So-
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, GarageBand if you're a Mac user.
Ken Parrish, go for it. Kevin's first animal is a raccoon. Oh, is that the voice I just did? And it sounded like a raccoon? Not in a million years would I put that together. Alligator. Go ahead, Chris. Alligator. I hope that isn't for me. I'd be like, you know what would happen? The same voice.
Okay.
Hi, I'm an alligator. Oh, now do a sheep. Hello, I'm a sheep.
Okay.
An
Hey, boys and girls, I'm an alligator, not to be confused with a crocodile. I've got a long tail and I've got lots of little spikes on my back. And I've got this really big mouth. Now, contrary to popular belief, I'm actually a really nice guy. I just get really hungry and I like to eat sheep. So, that's me, the alligator.
I don't know if they eat sheep.
I don't even
No,
know. Is Bigfoot British or something? They must be talking about my rendition.
Mine could have been British. I don't know.
I don't
Sometimes
know.
I'll just throw in the accent just to make it more fun. Kind of like they did with Shrek. You know, he's not Scottish, but he still kind of sounds like a Scottish guy.
Oh, that's
Get
right.
out of my swamp.
Wow. Yeah, once
But it's just to make the characters fun, give them a little bit more personality. Just changing the accent changes the whole character.
yeah, and I even saw a thing in there where you go over if you have an accent. I was like, okay. I ain't got no freaking accent, mudda. Bigfoot. I thought his name was Daryl. See, these guys throw these things at me, and then later they explain it, and then I facepalm myself, and I laugh my ass off. So it's a game. It's a game we play. Ken Parrish. Could not download FL Studio. Link is broken. I didn't send you a link. Did I?
I'll send them a link. I'm gonna email them after, so I'll send you the link, Pete.
Cool. Love it. Accents are great. Well, yeah, Agent K. Agent K, aren't you from Yugoslavia or Russia or something like that? Something like that. Yeah, accents are cool. It's funny because when I see a British person doing a U.S. accent and didn't know it, and then I see him talking Brit, I'm like, oh, wow, that guy, like, that's really cool. And they're doing this, they're like, so, hey, what's happening, dude? And blah, blah. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. When I see someone I already know who speaks, I guess, American, English.
Oh, yeah, mamma mia, it's a mia, let's go, mamma mia, okie dokie.
And then when I see that person doing like an English accent, I'm like, God, that sucks. That's funny. Explain yourself, Ken. Okay.
That was supposed to be an Italian accent. When you talk like an Italian, you're supposed to do it like this with your hands.
Hey, I just thought of that. If you were like practicing, you could actually do that with not only animals, you could do it with fruit, vegetables. Like if you're having an Italian dinner, you could read the ingredients.
Hey, I'm a cucumber. Don't eat me. Hey.
I didn't see that coming. A talking cucumber. That's hilarious, dude. All right. Well, we've been live streaming for almost an hour and a half, including our fun and games. On the playback, I think I'll be able to cut the front end off of that. No, I've traveled to the Ukraine and learned a little bit of Russian. That's cool, man. I really thank you guys for tolerating. These guys have tolerated so much bad starts from me as I learned how to do that. I really appreciate you guys hanging with us. I really appreciate you guys taking a look at Chris. I really appreciate you, Chris, for coming on, and really appreciate you for allowing me to beat you down. Ha ha ha. That joke just isn't funny anymore, is it? And giving these guys like $200 off on this course. Nobody else has got this. Just me. I get to give you guys $200 off the course. Nobody else has it. Nobody else.
That's right.
It's part of the agreement. And, you know, if he gives someone else like a bigger discount or the same discount, then he gets to come kick my ass. Wait. Well, something like
This is the only discount I have actually. other than just regular price webinar.
And I really thank you. I really appreciate it. I really wanted to get this, not only for me, but because the course is not only for doing voiceovers, it not only covers how to become a voiceover artist, not only covers how to make money, where you start and everything else, it covers all these practical drills and things that you can train your voice to do, to sound better while you're doing even live video, to make yourself more understood. And even if you're doing some comedy things or something like that, it's just, I'm down with it. I love this course. I'm on my second pass through. I do them I go through the whole course and I ingest everything. And then I go through the course a second time and go, okay, I'm going to take some notes on things I need to work through. And then I usually go through a course a third time and go, oh, I missed that. And then I go play with it. And then later on when I'm playing with it and I'm getting better, I'm like, okay. And then I'll go through the course again and again and again. That's part of the good thing about my courses as well as Chris's. Once you sign up for the course, you could take it over 600 times. Just keep coming back. And he has a Facebook page. When you sign up for the course, he has a Facebook page. You can go over there and get approved because you did that. And it's cool. There's all sorts of stuff over there.
Yeah, I'm posting the insights on different voiceover websites. So I'm doing research on tons of different voiceover websites, and I'm telling you how to be successful on them, how it works, and whether I recommend it or not, which saves voiceover.
I saw
tons of voiceover. Yeah.
There were a couple of posts about, here's the site, would you use it? Here's the pros, here's the cons, blah, 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 and whether you recommend it or not. That's super value. Super value, because you'd have to do that on research, and there's a pile of stuff out there. Anyway, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being here. Let me do my usual, make sure I didn't miss anything. It's from a Progressive Insurance commercial. Wendell, thanks, Chris. This was informative often. I need to look that up now. Cool. I guess I'll use Audacity because I use Linux Mint as an OS. Cool. I bought it. It's good. That's Pete. Facebook group is helpful. Looking forward to your email. Awesome, guys. Ken
Thanks,
Paris,
Pete.
This has been great. Thanks, Pete. And thank you all. Again, thank you all for being here and tolerating all this really not great stuff. I'll cut it down. And I promise you, I'm pretty 99% sure the next time we do this, we won't have these fails because I'll work all the bugs out. So I'm not going to promise you because then I have to, whatever. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here, Chris. Thank you for giving us this course and allowing me to offer this to the university students. And we'll obviously be in touch more when I have more questions.
Let's go!
What'd you say? Yoo-hoo what?
I said, let's go. I said, Yahoo, let's go. Yahoo, let's go.
All right.
That's a Mario.
All right, I'm going to do this and then we're ending. That's a Mario? Yahoo! Let's go!
That was actually pretty good. That sounds like there's a Toad. There's a character called Toad. You sounded exactly like him. He has a mushroom on his head.
That's great, except that wasn't what I was trying to do. Hey, that was great. You sound exactly like a hippo. Yeah, I was trying to do a bunny, dude. Anyway, thank you very much. We'll see you all later. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.